Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Bloom Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 937. And today was a very tiring day, a long travel to Dublin, and not much happening except for the fact that we had two main appointments that we wanted to squeeze in, and my wife needed to be in South Dublin first thing in the morning. We managed to do that pretty fast, but in between the first and second appointment, we had very little time to spare to go through Dublin. And if you ever been to a big city or even just a city like Dublin, you might know that it's easy to get to the big city, but within the city, you usually travel much slower down in between the cities. And I didn't discover anything special, but yeah, you can get to Dublin in 3 hours, but sometimes in the Dublin itself, you might travel for an hour or hour and a half to get out of it in peak hours. So we didn't know how much will the first appointment take, and fortunately it was pretty swift. The clinic is well organized and the appointments are pretty much on time, so not much waiting, and doctors are to the point and take their time, but within the reason. And then we traveled to the city center of Dublin. It didn't take that much, but still we were we spent about 30 to 40 minutes getting to the second destination, and my wife got out and got for her second appointment. This was a longer one. We knew it will be about 2 hours or more. So we quickly tried to come up with something, because we didn't plan anything with Julian, to kill time, as you say. So we decided to give it a shot and go to Swords, which is North Dublin, and it takes about 30 minutes to get there. And the way back is much more, I would say, traffic prone in early hours of the day. In later hours, obviously, the way out is much more difficult. So we drove to Swords, so we get there in probably 30 minutes or so, as expected. And we were hoping to get the round of zero latency, which is like a VR experience. But it seemed like they must have been very quiet, and we didn't pre-book, so they didn't have any appointment, it seems, except us being interested in going there. So we got to the door, and the door were closed. We were waiting for someone to come in for as long as we could, but even after 20 minutes, there was still no one to be seen, and that was strange, because they were definitely open in terms of opening hours, but somebody just went for some lunch or something like that, and there was no information, no note left on the door. It was just closed. So we left disappointed once we were tight in time, and we knew that we need about 40-50 minutes to go back to city center to pick my wife on time. And if we knew that my wife will be over an hour longer, we would probably stay, but we wouldn't know it. She couldn't know it. if it will go longer or no. So we drove back to Dublin city center, and as we were arriving, we learned that she needs definitely more time, and it's going to take longer. It goes over. So we were basically sitting in the car and so watching some stupid videos, waiting for her, and then we immediately tried to escape Dublin, but it was already entering those peak hours, so it was slow, very slow to get out of Dublin. We planned to go to the shopping center on the way out, but it was so busy that we decided to skip it and go straight towards home. And on the way, we took some food from our old place where we lived in Kilcar, County Kildare, for about 10 years before we moved to Donegal. There's a nice takeaway there that they have, how do you call it, the taco chips, which basically are thick kind of fries with taco sauce on top of them, with cheese and whatever sauce they have. It's amazing because you feel it's homemade. It's properly spicy. It's not like the pre-made stuff or kind of crap that's some takeaways take from wholesale suppliers, and they just put it over the fries. Fries are usually just perfectly fresh, and on top of that is that homemade sauce that is very distinct to them, because we ate different taco chips in different places, but nothing so far can beat theirs. So it's always great to have it. Then on the way back home, we stopped at one of the biggest gas stations on the way to get some, isotonic drinks, maybe some tea to get rehydrated. I skipped coffee because I don't want to get more caffeine in my body or in my bloodstream. And we went back home, and we were in the evening back in Donegal. So that was pretty much our day, and that's why I call it latency fail, because we tried, but we didn't manage to get zero latency game. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of the day, and see you again tomorrow.